Okay, my name is Shannan Lee Jr. and I'm absolutely positively sure that this is my last video for tonight. Alright? So, a lot of things have been happening in the news. If you're not aware, if you're not a martial artist, then you probably should listen to this video and you should probably read more. Okay, so I get these things on my phone from Top Buzz or whatever. And apparently, my hero's daughter, Shannan Lee, the daughter of the late great Bruce Lee, is having a conflict with Quentin Tarantino, who, if he's willing to give me a job, I'm more than willing to take it. But since she's working as a producer on the TV series Warrior, I honestly would rather go work for her, mostly out of nostalgia because of the WMAC Masters and the fact that she's Bruce Lee's daughter, and for me, Bruce Lee was everything. Everything. My acrylic Bruce Lee nunchucks, I have them somewhere, but they're hidden somewhere. I've hidden them so well, I hid them from me so that I can't break them. And I wish I could find another pair, or two pair, so that I can put my original pair somewhere and keep the new pair and just work with them. Anyway, they're having a conflict of how the movie portrays Bruce Lee. I have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because I'm struggling to make movies. I ain't struggling to watch them. Plus Alamo Draft House gives me a good deal on the military discount. So that's great to know that they do military discounts. Um, I'm a Quentin Tarantino fan. Let me put that out there. Putting Gordon Liu and all of the Kill Bills and the flashback scenes or whatever was a great move by him. I've always liked From Dusk Till Dawn. I've really only seen the first one and the last one. I didn't see the one when it took place in the West, but I heard it was good. I'll probably have to check that out. There hasn't been too many things that Quentin Tarantino has made that I don't like. However, I'm sorry to say this to Mr. Tarantino. I am Team Shannan Lee all day. I really wish that they would come to some kind of peaceful negotiation, though, because like I said, I really like Quentin Tarantino, and I really love Shannan Lee. And I've loved her from the first day I saw her back in the 90s during WMAC Masters. She's not that much older than me, and she's got everything going on, and she's pushing the limits in Warrior because Season 2 is coming soon, and that's like the baddest show ever. So, kudos to Shannan Lee and Warrior. And no, I'm not trying to kiss her ass so I can get a job, but if she wants to give me a job, I'll gladly take it because I do know martial arts. I don't need a big part. I'm also part Native American, and they did have a Native American factor in Warrior because it is a Western. And there has been a Native American in there, and sadly her part was a prostitute, but, I'm part Native American. So if she wants to hire a male Native American who looks more Native American than black, I'm down. And I work cheap. Just fly my ass out there, feed me, and make sure I get a lot of camera time. Anyway, I wish they both would find a peaceful solution to this situation. For her, I understand exactly where she's coming from. Like I said, I recently lost my father 4 years ago, and it still stings. And for her, it stings even more because she never really got to be with her father after she reached a certain age because he died really, really young. And she was barely out of diapers when he died. And I think she was 2 years younger than Brandon, or a year and a half younger than Brandon. I don't really know. Her and Brandon was pretty close in age, but, neither one of them really got to enjoy their father because they were sharing him with all of us. And it is a great honor to be a martial artist because I'm a Chinese hero. And he wanted the world to have a Chinese hero. Not just for Chinese people, but for all people. And that's the thing, which is why I want to be the multicultural hero. Not just for all people, but mostly for mixed people. You see how I turned that around, right? But here's the thing, because there are no mixed characters. There just aren't. If they are, they're not bigly known. For Marvel, the only person I can pick out that's truly mixed is the daughter that Jessica Jones and Luke Cage has. That's it. Everybody else is either white, black, or Asian. They're not all, And a couple of rewrites and some stories, a couple of retcons can change some of that, but don't mess with a good thing. Make brand new original characters. It's so much easier to just write a new script instead of taking a well-known character and like, all right, we're gonna make you a girl and we're gonna change your ethnicity. Don't do that. Just make a brand new character. People like new. New is great. Now, this battle that they're having is understandable for me to side with Shannan Lee because of the fact that Bruce Lee, we're kind of like having the same path. Alright? Bruce Lee got well known after his death. That's when everybody really wanted him. And sadly, that seems like that's happening to me. I really don't want that. I want to be known before I die. But apparently, it's just not happening. You know, it's really not happening. I can't catch a break, just like he couldn't catch a break. And then he caught that break with the Green Hornet, and then he got gypped on Kung Fu. So Warrior is kind of like what Kung Fu was meant to be. So it's a good show. You know, but the battle that they're having, I would say that Tarantino should probably back off a bit. You know, just a smidge, man. You know, because one, when you lose somebody that you love, the world opens up to you. And I don't mean in a good way. The world really opens up to you. You realize what you've lost when you've lost it. And I say that because when I lost my dad, I was in a bad, bad way. I had just had my hip replacement 4 months or so before he died. So I had my hip replacement before the new year. So I had my hip replacement in December. January, February, March. So I had my hip replacement 3 months before he died. And he died in my car. You know, my yellow Honda. And as long as I'm breathing, you know, I still feel responsible for it. Yeah, I feel totally responsible for it because of the simple fact that my dad sold his van so that my white car that I have, so that I can drive it, you know. And I mean, it sucked. I mean, it really, it hit me because one, when they called me, you know, they didn't tell me if he was dead or anything. They just told me that I needed to come to Richmond. And I'm laid up. I'm on whatever fucking drug they had me on for, you know, my freaking damn car was crashed and my hip was being replaced and whatever they had me on, driving was not an option. No, it wasn't even remotely close to being an option. And they didn't seem to get it. You know, I couldn't emphasize to them enough that, you know, I can't drive. You know, it's not going to happen. It's like impossible. Because, one, I'm on whatever drug this is that I'm so doped up in my dreams, I'm flying to Canada and I'm killing strippers. Like, literally. I'm flying to Canada and I'm killing strippers. I am in Canada. My wheelchair is like magic. And I'm killing strippers. So that's how doped up I was. This is the car. This was my car that my dad died in. Sadly, you know, I don't understand how he died, being that he was the driver and the passenger side is all dinged up. So he probably had a heart attack behind the wheel and he passed away, and things like that do happen. But, you know, I think that everybody should give Shannan a little bit more sympathy on the fact that her father was not portrayed in a way that she thinks that he should have been portrayed. And I kind of agree with that because my dad's nickname was Woody Goody. And the thing about that is that, you know, it's it's real hard to talk to people when you haven't walked a mile in their shoes. It's really, really, really hard because anybody can say they know how you feel. And here's where I slap you in the face with the truth. No one knows how you feel. They can relate because they've been through a similar incident, but they can't honestly, truly to God tell you how you feel on the inside emotionally. They can't. They say they can, but to be honest, they can't. They can relate. And we all have feelings. We all express our feelings differently. We all talk about our feelings differently. But I can't feel what you feel. I can feel it in a different way. Or what I should have said was, I can feel it, but I can't express it to you the same way that I can express it to myself. You know what I mean? It's kind of like this is a very nasty analogy, but it's the only analogy that I can use that will make sense to everyone. Okay? So, the first time a guy have sex, you know, it's kind of crazy and wild. The first time a girl has sex, it's painful if they don't do it right. However, it may not be painful for every girl their first time. No, I'm not a girl, so I don't know. And that's the analogy. Me not being a girl, I can never tell a man or a woman how much they hurt from the first time they've had sex or whatever. So for your first heartbreak or the first death in the family that you have to deal with, you can't tell me how I feel. You can't. You can relate because you feel the grief. We all feel grief. But everybody feels a different kind of grief. So when my dad died, my grief was unbearable. You know, it was completely unbearable. You know, and I could tell people how I feel, but I couldn't really describe it. It wasn't the same as how you would describe a paper cut versus a raking of the razor blade and getting chafed. It's not the same. It's painful, yeah, pain hurts, but it's not the same. A paper cut hurts far worse for me than being chafed. And I should know I shave all my body hair every week, every 2 weeks actually. So, I be chafed a lot. But I don't get that many paper cuts. But when you get a paper cut, you fucking know it. You might not know it the instant that it happens unless it's a really sharp and really deep paper cut. But if you get one and you don't realize it until you wash your hands and that soap hits that sumbitch and it burns, then you know. So I think that they probably should take a break. But mostly Mr. Tarantino should really fade back a bit. Just fade back. That's her dad, man. That's her dad. And God willing, no one wants to wish pain on anyone. But if the shoes was reversed, it would be really bad for Mrs. Lee to be saying shit about Mr. Tarantino's parent. But that person's parent probably isn't as globally famous as her father. In that, I'm going to close because I'm sure I just put my foot in my mouth and neither one of them will ever give me a job now. But, I am more for Shannan's perspective because as a simple fact of as me being a martial artist and idolizing her dad all my life, and I'm 46 years old, and I would have killed to actually been able to shake this man's hand. I'd kill to be the guy on set that gets to wipe the sweat off his brow. Just to be that close to that living legend was everything to me. Bruce Lee died 30 days before I was born. So everything I've learned about Bruce Lee was only through movies. She got to live with this man for her little short time with him because she was like maybe 2 or 3 when he passed. And she got all the home movies, and I'm sure she dealt with his side of the family and stuff like that and learned about her dad, but she didn't get to learn about her dad from her dad. And that's where I draw issue. Because learning about your parent from anybody but your parent is the hardest way to learn about your parent. I'm James Williams Jr. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Share my videos. Be seeing you.